Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to copy one job across to create a new job for a standard house design. So we're just going to go into Lancon Quoting, which is where we have our standard templates for all of our standard homes. So if we go into the bill of quantities, yep. So what we've got is we just need to find the code of the one that we're wanting to copy. So we're wanting to copy just double checking all this. We've actually got jobs for this. So I'll just go into jobs and see if I can find these jobs in here. I can't find them. Jackson, Brooklyn. Okay, so just to write this down. So that's the code of the job. So we've only got the Jackson, Brooklyn, and that code is JAC for Jackson, BRO for the first three letters of the facade, and D at the end for diamond. Okay, so that's fine. That's what we want to copy anyway. And now we need to create a new one for the new facade that we're going to do so that we can actually copy across. So now our new code is going to be JAC for Jackson, BIL for Biltmore, and D for diamond. Okay, so then I'll write that one down. Okay. Alright, so then what we're going to do is we're going to copy that across and set it up here and change it to Biltmore facade. Okay, just click out and in, and that should be enough to be able to copy across. Now, can you just grab me the plans and I'll just have a look and see. So it is a Jackson, correct. It is also a 5-bedroom. It is also a 3-bathroom, and it also has a double carport. So that's fine. We'll leave all that as is. The cost centre bank should always be 00. So that's the same one that I use. If you use a different cost centre bank than that, it means that you won't be able to see the same items that I can see. So budgets will go missing and things like that. It gets really confusing. So we've just got to make sure that that's always the same. So there's different areas. So different parts of the business will use different sections. So when I have to issue a purchase order to do maintenance work or defects, I actually use company overheads. We also put office costs into there. So there's cost centers like stationery instead of frame and rent instead of roofing. Okay. And then we've got lots of other ones that we use for different parts of the business. So this is the same one that I use. So when we transfer a job from the quoting system through to the Lancon Queensland one for the orders to be placed, the information will transfer exactly as is. So if I create an item in Lancon Queensland, you'll be able to see it in Lancon Quoting because we're using the same cost centre information and items. And I think that's all we need to do for that. So now we know what job is our original job, and we've created our new job that we want to transfer across. So now we just need to go in and transfer the job. So we go copy quantities.
Yeah.
So now what we can do is we can just type in JAC, which is our Brooklyn, and then our Biltmore. So we're going from the Jackson Brooklyn, that code was correct that we looked at, and we're transferring across, and that makes sense because it's got no money in it. Okay, so there's certain things that you can do in terms of copying to get different types of information. So for some things, you might want to copy across suppliers or notes. We could create a job that has scopes of work that we want to go into every single job. So we don't necessarily want to have all of this information transfer across. We do want to copy all the quantities, but if you just wanted to copy a job that you wanted all the items in the job, but you knew that the quantities were completely out, save you dragging across each individual item, you could just copy all the quantities, and then every single thing that's 0, you would check, and you would add a quantity in for. Okay, so you might want to, change the numbers, so have or take out any 0 quantity orders. So this relates to the variations or the main section. So for our standard jobs, we don't have any variations. But if you wanted to copy a job that was fully complete with a whole bunch of variations all put into the one job, you could use that section and you could copy across the variations. So when we raise orders or when we work in data build, we just work in the main section initially. I do variations in different numbered areas. For this purpose, we just want main. We do want to copy across the budgets, and we want to copy across the order profile. So this relates to if someone's put in suppliers, so if they've used a price and allocated a supplier, so they've put in a price for the frame, and they've said, as per quote from Bunnings, lower frame, floor system, upper frame and trusses, and the date of the quote, and then they've gone up to the top right hand corner and put in Bunnings as the supplier so that it's easy to issue out the order, it will copy that information across. If you have the notes unticked, you won't see that as per quote to Bunnings. That will be removed. So it will just, all your notes are gone. Okay. So all that you get left with is the budget amount. So yeah, you get your amounts and you get your attachments. Okay, so that looks good to me. So then we just click Start Copying. Do you want to copy the quantities from the Jackson Brooklyn Diamond to Jackson Biltmore Diamond? Yes. Okay, boom, done. There you go, Mel. We priced it. Okay, so now we have a bill of quantities. No, this is the quoting. So we build all of our standard prices and our sales estimating and tenders in the quoting section. Okay, and the reason that we do that is so that when we do different versions of quotes, you'll see that we quoted Apollo Road, and then we quoted Apollo Road version 2, and then we quoted it 3. So there can be cost savings and things like that. So in the Lancon Queensland section, there's just one. We only transfer the final version so that it's not confusing, so that I don't maybe use the wrong job, we only transfer the final one across to be able to issue orders. And we're doing all sales estimating is done in this part of the system on the Lancon Quoting. Okay, so that's how we copy a job.
And the latest version would be the weekly or whatever name the latest.
Yeah, that's not necessarily the job that you would copy across. We'd have a conversation, say, well, what did they accept? Yeah, so we might have given them some cost savings and priced it in version 3, and they said, look, actually we've spoken to the bank, we think we can do everything, so we're just going to stick with version 2. So you would just check in the contract and review what had been put in that bill of quantities when you transfer the job across. Okay? So did you have any more questions about bill of quantities, copying that across? Okay.